Hello, welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a minute, but I want to do a video where I talk about aromantic characters. Aromantic Awareness Week was recently. It was actually like probably last month, but I originally wanted to do that then, but life has been really hectic, really bad. Things are slowly getting better. We have a new house, so there's been that move. And yeah, so it's just been really hard to be able to do much of anything reading, writing, filming videos, making edits. So yeah, so I want to do a video where I talk about aromantic characters on in TVs and TV and books. And I decided to because I realized I don't actually know that many aromantic characters that are canon. Unfortunately, if you guys know any TV shows, movies, books that has a canon aromantic character, please comment down below. I would love to give it a try just for the aromantic representation. Same with asexual because there's not. I think there's more asexual representation, but still not nearly enough. Still not much at that. So yeah, definitely comment if you know any asexual, aromantic, or aro-ace representation. I would definitely check it out. It's extra bonus points if it is fantasy, maybe mystery because I've been really into mystery lately, and horror. Those are my top 3 genres. So bonus points if it's one of those. But yeah. So but because I don't know that many canon ones, unfortunately, I also decided to do a few non-canon ones. I decided to look up, see if I can find any ones like non-canon um, uh, arrow characters, and if I agreed with any of them. One of them I actually is my own headcanon, so yeah, actually 2 of them might be my own headcanon. But yeah, so I'll start with non-canon. First one is Barbie. I don't know which. I don't think it's from the older Barbie stuff. I think it's from some of the newer ones because I know the newer ones deal with more like she doesn't always have a romance, which I haven't actually watched much of the newer ones, but I do love the idea of Barbie. Even though I do love like the older Barbie movies and the some of the romances in those, I do like the idea of Barbie being aromantic, and I don't know why. I just feel like it works in some weird way. Another one, I don't know how people's gonna feel about this one, but Claudine Wolf from Monster High. Um, everyone has always, at least G1, Claudine, like, everyone has always said, oh, she's a lesbian, which I would love a lesbian character in Monster High. We now have some queer representation in the new G3, which I am a G3 lover, so do not come with G3 hate. I love G1 and G3, but I do think I'm leaning more towards G3 because of the representation, because it has so much representation, which I am in love with. Anyways, moving on. But G1, everyone before G2 or G3 came out, everyone was like, "Oh, Claudine is so lesbian coded," and honestly, I love the idea, but I've always really just seen her more as aro-ace, to be honest, because it wasn't that she wasn't interested in boys, she wasn't interested in dating. She wasn't interested in romance at all. Like, she was interested in her friends and she was interested in fashion. That was like it. And I would accept like an aro-ace lesbian Claudine because I'm an aro-ace lesbian, so like I can see that, but I do still think aro-ace is definitely part of her identity. Um, and if any of you have seen the G1 Monster High, I would love if you guys told me if you agree or not, because I think that might be an unpopular opinion because I know everyone always said that she was definitely lesbian coded, which like I said, I could definitely see her being an aro-ace lesbian, and I would love the representation myself, an aro-ace lesbian, but I see her as aro-ace for sure, so just let me know if you agree or not. And then so I don't know how much of you have seen the US Ghost, but let me try that again. Sasaspis, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but people call him Sass, so I'm just gonna call him Sass. He gives me aro-ace vibes, and I really want them to confirm it on the show. I really, because the show is still on, so it's still a possibility that they'll go that direction. But I know that they really love to push the agenda about the fact that Sass is a virgin and everyone makes fun of him for it and stuff. And it was something Sass was very ashamed of because he lived a life as a virgin and then he's dead and he's a virgin. And he did have like that car girlfriend once, that ghost that was attached to that one specific car. Um, but that didn't last long, and I didn't really feel any chemistry. I feel like he was trying to force something because, society and stuff. And I can just so see him as Arrow Ace, and I would love if the show confirms it. I don't know if they're gonna go that route because it's very hard to find a show that will confirm a character is Arrow Ace or Arrow Ace, but I definitely see him that way. As of right now, it's not canon, but there is a possibility it could become canon, so I'm still holding out hope for that. And if that ever does happen, I will make a video fully on Sass and his canon Arrow Ace-ness, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I would just love that. Like, as he died, like he was the second ghost that died on that property, so he's very, very, very old. He's an Indian, and I would just love like. So a lot of the older ghosts wouldn't know what that term meant or anything. So I would just love if like Sam and Jay, who are the humans, and definitely would probably know terms like that, would be like, hey, maybe you're this, and then they explain what it is, and Sass would be like, huh, that makes sense, and then he could become proud about his sexuality, not be ashamed that he's a virgin, and stuff like that. And I just think that would be like a great storyline. Still not sure if they're gonna go head that way, but I really hope they do. So I will definitely let you know if that's the way they go. Another non-canon character that I that is my own personal headcanon from the Mantis variant. Um, that's the first book in the series. The series name is The Mantis Glam, but Dosie's introduced in the very beginning, and I absolutely love her. She's so cool. And I just see her as Arrow Ace. I don't know if that was the intention when creating her character, but I'm pretty sure I told the author that I saw her as Arrow Ace, and he loved the idea. So, and he did do some things purposely, like where you'll see like a few couples in bed together sleeping. She'll be kind of alone, so it seemed like it might have been semi intentional. But yeah, I absolutely love Josie, and I just want to give a shout out to her because I think she is Arrow Ace, and I just love the idea because I definitely see that with her. I just don't really see her in a romance. I just can't picture it. So yeah. Um, and then okay, so those are my non-canon ones. I'm gonna do 3 that are from TV shows, and then I'll do some that are from books. Um, so there is so there's Lilith from Owl House. I don't think it mentioned it in the show, but I know the creators confirmed some sexualities of some characters that I don't think were mentioned in the show. It's been a while since I've seen the show. I might have to rewatch, which I've been thinking about doing anyways. But one of them is the fact that Lilith is Arrow Ace. She is Ida's sister, and I love the idea that she's Arrow Ace because it makes sense because she's very like career oriented, and I just like the idea that she's Arrow Ace, and I'm very glad that the creators confirmed that she is because we need more representation as it is. Isaac from Heartstopper, this is not a surprise to anyone. I feel like he's one of the well-known Arrow Ace characters. But I know in season 1, I feel like he had less of a story. But season 2, they definitely focused on him discovering his sexuality, and I absolutely love it. Like, he thought he might be gay because he got close to this one guy, and but then he didn't feel anything when they kissed, and then he at that like art museum thing they went to, someone was explaining their project about what it feels like to be Arrow Ace, and you can see that something just clicked in him, and then he started reading about it, and then actually no, that was in the first season, wasn't it? I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched, but because he's no, that was okay. This was the second season, and then third season is when I forgot there's 3 seasons now. Third season they definitely focused more on his storyline and him telling people that he's Zero Ace, explaining what that is, how he feels about it, how he's not sure he's ready to like not accept it, but like he still has mixed feelings about it because it kind of takes away. like ideas you thought you had for yourself, finding out that you're arrow ace. But and I really like that they really delved deep into his feelings about being arrow ace. And then Deuce Gorgon from Monster High G3. I told you there's a lot of representation in the show. Frankie is non-binary. Frankie and Cleo end up falling in love and end up dating. What else is there? And not just queer representation either. I know I haven't finished the show because I don't have live TV on Hulu at the moment, and that's the only place to watch season 2 of Monster High G3 at the moment, sadly. So I've not been able to finish it, but I know that they're going to introduce Twyla, who is autistic. They were going to introduce another character with Down syndrome. I'm pretty sure they end up doing that, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. And I'm pretty sure I'm missing some, but I know there's more representation. But Deuce is Arrow Ace, and I absolutely love it. You don't see that representation very often, and like I've mentioned a few times already in this video, and see it in animation for kids so that they can know what that even means, know what that is, because you know, I didn't know what it was until I was 20, and then I was like, huh, something just clicked after that, after I learned what that even means. And yeah, so it's nice that kids might not be as confused because they will know what it is so that they'll be able to figure it out sooner and maybe hopefully won't think they're broken by it. But yeah, but I love Deuce and I love that they added that awesome part to his character. So books, there's this book, indie series called The Towers of Memory, and the main character is Arrow Ace. Her name is Serafina, and I love her. I think there was another character that might have been hinted to be Arrow Ace as well. I don't remember. I only read the first 2 books so far. I'm hoping to read books 3 and 4 very soon. But I love Serafina, and I love that she is the main character. And there is some romance on the side because there's some other characters. Like it's all about this friend group. So there's some other characters. There's like a lesbian. There's a gay guy and everything. So like they are having their little side romances because they're in like this high school, magic school more like, but it's supposed to be like a high school, for magic people. And I love that the main character is Arrow Ace, and so these romances are more on the side because it has to do with the side characters. But I just love seeing that representation. And I feel like I relate to Serafina in ways too, and it's just so nice to see someone I relate to, and she's so sarcastic and fun, and I absolutely love reading about her. And her being Arrow Ace just makes her character even better. And I just love her and her story, and I'm so excited to read more about her. So yeah, definitely check out the series if you haven't. The main character is Arrow Ace. That's hard. It's hard enough to find an Arrow Ace character, but it's even harder to find the main character being Arrow Ace. So you really, and it's in mostly her point of view, so you really get to see like her thoughts on stuff, and it lets you know really early on when her like parents are like kissing, she doesn't understand like that, like kissing, because it seems gross, which I feel you, girl, I feel you. And so it definitely lets you know early on, and then, you know, like she supports her friends' romances, but she's just content with who she is, and she's just, other than like her issues with like magic and stuff, because there's that kind of issues. But when it comes to her sexuality, she's definitely content with who she is, and I just love to see that. So yeah, definitely check out this series. And then, so I'm going to do a little of, I don't know if this is cheating, but I'm going to be doing some I can't think of the right word. But like, I'm going to talk about some of my own characters I created in my books because I have some Arrow Ace characters that I wanted to shed some light on if you guys wanted, that. Or aromantic characters. I have some asexual characters too, but since this is about aromantic characters, it is, these are only the characters that are aromantic because I have characters that are just asexual as well. So Eric, in the Realm of Monsters trilogy, he's a centaur, and he is Arrow Ace. He's a journalist, and he loves gossiping and finding out the truth and letting people know the truth. He's also a great friend to the new girl Roxanne, who is very new to this kind of world. I mean, she is a werewolf, but she grew up in the mortal realm, so she's new to the monster realm, and everything is just so different. Um, and then also in the Realm of Monsters trilogy is Henry Kami. He's a Cyclops, and he is also Arrow Ace. He's also autistic, and he um, is very, very intelligent. He is somewhat of a scientist, and yeah, and he's also adopted by a witch family, and he has this really close relationship with his sister Isabella and Calista, who's the main character, who is unofficially part of the family. That's a long story. And then in my Chris's Light duology, which is completed, but there will be a sequel series that has to do with one of my asexual characters, which she will be a part of because the two of them form a bond. Long story, but Sydney Henderson is aromantic. She has this like kind of she was originally working with a villain to be honest, but that was very complicated and she felt like she had no other choice. But she had a redemption arc. And I love writing her story. And she also had and she has a twin sister that's had a kind of complicated relationship, but she would do anything for her sister. And yeah. So those are the aromantic characters that I could figure out that I could find at least that I actually know because I'm sure there are some more aromantic characters out there that I don't personally know much about because I haven't seen whatever they're from. But like I said, if you know any shows, movies, books with aromantic, asexual, or arrow ace representation, please comment down below and I'll definitely check them out. Bonus points if it's fantasy, mystery, or horror because those are my jams. But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will chat with you guys next time.